Welcome back to the Kino Cave, everybody, and today it's a quick little tier list video for you guys. I know I've been doing a lot of tier list videos lately. Things are getting busy, tier list videos are easy to do, and of course the Kino Spective series is still ongoing, so I like to do an easy video and an in-depth video. And we are also at the ass end of a heat wave here in Ireland, and it is rough. We are not built for the heat. Our houses aren't built for the heat. It's been rough. And today, it's a follow-up from my Flash Season 1 tier list all the way back, a while back. Not my favorite video, but it did do pretty well, so hopefully you guys will come back for tier listing the Flash Season 2 episodes. I'm pretty sure I didn't even put the tier list in. That's how rushed that video was. I didn't even put it in at the end of the video. Well, it's too late to go back and change that now and re-upload it. So I will put the Season 1 tier list right here for you guys so you can quickly have a look at it and see. Obviously, guys, spoilers for the entirety of The Flash Season 2 and The Flash Season 1. Without further ado, let's get into it with Season 2 Episode 1, The Man Who Saved Central City. Now, honestly, this is not the best start to a season. I find the Atom Smasher type villain to be a little bit boring, and some of the CGI effects with him are a little bit rough. But otherwise, it's a good introduction to the season. We get our introduction to Jay Garrick at the very end. We are set up with Team Flash coming back after the events of the Singularity at the end of Season 1. It's a solid episode, not quite an amazing episode though. It's going in B tier. Next up is Season 2, Episode 2, The Flash of Two Worlds. I love this episode. I've loved it since it came out. We get the incredible recreation of the comic book cover of the actual Flash from Two Worlds, which, for those of you who don't know, is the introduction of the idea of the multiverse in the DC comic books. So I love fake Jay Garrick's Flash suit. I think it's really, really cool. I always wanted to cosplay it, even though I never got around to it. But it is a beautiful looking suit that I think is a perfect homage to the 1940s style of the Jay Garrick Flash. The Flash of Two Worlds goes in S tier. Next up is Family of Rogues. I always love a Leonard Snart episode. I love Wentworth Miller. I think he's one of the best actors to come out of this universe in the Arrowverse. So I absolutely love anything with him in it. And here we get him obviously facing his dad, who's a complete dickhead. I love the rapport that Wentworth Miller's Leonard Snart has with Grant Gustin's Barry Allen. Really, really solid episode. Obviously, Barry goes undercover as a criminal to help Leonard get away from his father. Really strong episode. I'm putting it in A tier because it's not the most exciting episode, but it's far from the best Captain Cold episode, but I still love it. So A tier for Family of Rogues. The Fury of Firestorm. There are some episodes in the beginning of Season 2 of The Flash that are very obvious Legends of Tomorrow setups, because Legends of Tomorrow came out about halfway into The Flash Season 2, and all of the characters of that show are set up by Arrow and the Flash. So some episodes like this one feels like a very obvious setup. We obviously get Kendra Saunders coming into the show as well as a pointless romantic foil for Cisco, basically. However, this is still a very solid episode. I love Jax, mostly because I love him from Legends of Tomorrow, so coming back to see his introduction is really fun, and I always love seeing Victor Garber as Martin Stein. However, this is still not the strongest episode, and it's hard to sit through these episodes that are just very obvious setups for Legends of Tomorrow. So it will go into B tier. Season 2, Episode 5, The Darkness and the Light. I'm going to be honest, I don't love the Dr. Light episodes of Season 2. I never really loved Linda Park either from The Flash Season 1, so this one was a bit of a slog to get through. I don't love it. I like seeing the growing relationship between Barry and Patty, and obviously we love seeing Harry come into this season, the Earth 2 version of Harrison Wells. So really strong points for that, but I just do not find Dr. Light to be that interesting a villain, or I guess a sympathetic villain as we come to know her. So this episode will go in C tier. Season 2, Episode 6, Enter Zoom. I really enjoy this episode. I love episodes that feature Zoom because I think he's an incredible character. Is he kind of a copy of the Reverse Flash? Yes, but Hunter Zolomon is basically a copy of Eobard Thawne, or the other way around. I can't remember which came out first, but one is a copy of the other, basically. And I still think that Hunter Zolomon, the character, is really, really interesting. I love how evil and horrific he is. So, and obviously we have the great double whammy of Tony Todd, rest in peace, his performance as the voice of Zoom, and of course Teddy Sears as the body of Zoom. So I always love seeing Zoom featured heavily in The Flash Season 2 because I think he's such an exciting and deliciously evil villain. So I always love to see him pop up and feature heavily. So this episode is going to go in A tier. Season 2, Episode 7, Guerrilla Warfare. Grodd is back, baby, and he is back with a vengeance. He kidnaps Caitlin, and we gotta get her back. And of course we have that great bit where Harry dresses up as the Reverse Flash to try and trick him. Really fun episode, really enjoyable. We always love seeing Grodd come back, and of course he is sent to Gorilla City. It's a really solid episode, putting it in A tier. Season 2, Episode 8, Legends of Today. I'm not sure how I'm going to handle crossovers as this kind of tier listing series goes on, but for now it's still pretty distinct between The Flash and Arrow. Team Arrow joins Barry on his quest to stop Vandal Savage before he gets hold of Kendra Saunders and Carter Hall, Hawkman and Hawkgirl. And yeah, it's a solid episode. This is probably the weakest crossover though of all of them. Elseworlds isn't amazing either, but this is still pretty weak, and of course this whole thing is just a backdoor pilot for Legends of Tomorrow. So, especially as well, given the fact this is really half of a 2-episode, 2-part crossover, I'll probably do crossovers maybe in their own separate video going forward, but this episode will give it B tier, because I do love seeing Barry and Oliver team up for any reason. Season 2, Episode 9, Running to Stand Still. We've got another Christmas episode. I love Christmas episodes of TV shows, guys. It's one of my favorite things ever, sitting down watching a Christmas episode. Feels so cozy to go through, and just such joy. And there's so much joy in this one because we've got a triple whammy of villains, and some of the best villains in this entire show. Mark Hamill's Trickster, Wentworth Miller's Captain Cold, and Weather Wizard, played by this guy whose name I do not remember because he is not as charismatic as the other two. But I still really like this version of Weather Wizard. This is a great episode. It's so much fun. Just mindless fun, really. Zoom has taken a backseat. He's in a couple of scenes threatening Harrison Wells, but otherwise we are focused on stopping our triple threat of villains, and it is so much fun. I always love Christmas episodes. It's going in S tier. Season 2, Episode 10, Potential Energy. We get the introduction of the Turtle in the show. Doesn't feature too heavily in this show, despite being a pretty big villain in the comic books. He is a character who's capable of slowing down time so that stops Barry in his tracks, so he can't really use his speed as well. And I think this is a really fun episode. A little bit, heavy on the sciencey stuff to explain basically how Barry can speed up enough to stop the Turtle, but otherwise, I think this is a really fun one. I actually quite like the character of the Turtle, as little we get of him in the show. So, yeah, really fun. I like the actor. I like how he just wears a big green puffer jacket and makes him look like a turtle. This one's going in, let's give it A tier. I'm doing this all off the cuff, guys. Season 2, Episode 11, The Reverse Flash returns. I love this episode. Matt Lesher is my favorite Eobard Thawne. Yes, Tom Cavanaugh is incredible, but I think Matt Lesher just etches him out. He feels like the Eobard Thawne from the comic books, just an absolute hater. I love this character, and I love any episode of the Arrowverse that he's in. So, yeah, this episode gets S tier, guys. I mean, come on, the relationship between him and Barry, now that we have the whole Season 1 relationship and all that, and that bit at the end when Barry has to let him go and send him back to the future. Season 2, Episode 12, Fast Lane. A bit of a meandering one this time. Tar Pit isn't the most exciting villain of all time, but we're not really focused on our villain of the week this time. We are largely focused on the character dynamics. Wally has been introduced, and of course Barry and Wells are trying to figure out how to close all the breaches to stop metahumans from being sent across to Earth 2. So, it's a fine episode. It's not really an exciting or memorable episode. I'm going to put it in C tier. Season 2, Episode 13, Welcome to Earth 2. Really fun couple of episodes here. Obviously, the first one, Welcome to Earth 2, is really fun. I love seeing our alternate universe versions of Barry and Joe and Iris and Caitlin especially. We get the introduction of Killer Frost in this episode. And I love Deathstorm as well. It gives us a chance to see Robbie and Mel again. Really great episode. So much fun to watch. And a good bit of drama in there as well. And of course it gives the chance for Jay to flex his abilities, or well, Hunter disguised as Jay, while he's still on Earth 1 and he has to get his speed back. So really fun episode. Love it. It's going in A tier. Season 2 episode 14, Escape from Earth 2. Again, pretty much the exact same points to be made because it's the second part of this two-parter. All the characters are really fun, gives the actors a chance to flex their acting chops as different characters. Pretty much everybody plays the opposite version of themselves on Earth 2, which is a little hokey, but I love it because it's Flash comic books. Of course it's hokey. And of course we get the great moment of Hunter disguised as Jay getting his speed back so that he can stop Geomancer, who's the most ridiculous, idiotic Flash villain ever. What a pointless villain, what a stupid costume. But it gives us a chance to see Jay Garrick using his speed. So I can't hate it. It's also going in A tier. Season 2, episode 15, King Shark. Why does this King Shark look as good, if not better, than the one from the Suicide Squad? Like, seriously, the CGI was really great when these episodes were at their height. Of course, we got our little introduction to him way earlier in the season, but now he's at the forefront. Really fun. Love King Shark in this show as the villain. So really fun episode. We get to see Diggle. Diggle crosses over for a minute into the Flash's world, and I love seeing him interact with Barry. It's always a lot of fun to watch David Ramsey just be completely mesmerized by the fact that Barry can run really fast. It's going in B-A-A. We'll put it in A tier. Season 2, episode 16, Trajectory. Another really fun one. Really silly villain in Trajectory. I don't remember her being this silly and weird this early on. She's kind of funny and really... It's not necessarily tone deaf, but it is an incredibly silly, almost, addiction metaphor. Like, it's kind of insane. She immediately becomes addicted to the Velocity... Is it Velocity 6 or 9 at this point? I think it's 9. I'm not even sure at this point. But it is fun to see Jessie Quick's costume before she puts it on officially. And there's some fun character stuff in here as well. Jessie obviously meets and interacts with the rest of the team, including Wally, setting up that relationship for the future. A lot of fun, really fun episode. I'll stick it in B tier because, again, Trajectory, kind of hilarious villain on retrospect. Season 2, episode 17, Flashback. Really great episode, traveling back to an episode from season 1 and experiencing all of that again. Having Barry properly interact with Eobard Thawne without any of the secrecy or anything like that. We keep coming back to this episode throughout the show, and for good reason. It's so much fun, and it's great to see the time travel not go horribly wrong immediately, even though it kind of does, but in a fun way instead. And of course it fixes Hartley Rathaway. The Pied Piper is a good guy now. Really fun, really great. I'm going to put it in S tier just for the interactions between Grant Gustin as Barry and Tom Cavanaugh as Eobard. Season 2, episode 18, versus Zoom. Incredible episode. I love this episode so much. Barry testing his speed, crossing over to the Supergirl episode of that corresponding episode of Supergirl, linking Earths 1 and 38 together. And there's the Supergirl mention to coincide with the Supergirl movie coming out. This video is relevant. But I will talk about that whenever I decide to talk about Supergirl Season 1. Right now, we are focused on getting Zoom and catching him, and they very nearly do. So much fun. Love this episode so much drama as well. The reveal that Zoom is Hunter Zolomon, and of course stealing Barry's speed at the very end. Top tier episode. It's going in S. Season 2, episode 19, Back to Normal. I remember this one being better as a kid. I think it was just fun to see Barry without his powers for a little while. But this one is kind of a wet fart of an episode. Easily the worst of the season, I think. The villain is just so stupid. A guy with super strength who ages really fast. That's just dumb. Guys, come on, that's silly. Not the good kind of dumb or silly. But yeah, there's not much to write home about, unfortunately, with this episode. It's going in D tier. Season 2, episode 20, Rupture. A fun episode, not an amazing episode. Of course, Barry still hasn't gotten his speed back, which I don't mind. I like that we get a few episodes of him without his speed, and the team has to figure out other ways to stop these villains. The only problem is these villains are kind of not the best. Although I do like Rupture being an alternate universe version of Dante, Cisco's brother, and he's pissed because they killed Reverb. Oh, well, they thought they did anyway. This is a complicated show. It's 20 episodes a season, you know? This is mostly here for, I think, the tension ramping up with Zoom attempting to take over Central City, as well as Henry, fucking John Wesley Shipp, the GOAT, coming back. I love whenever he shows up in this show. So, on the merit of that, I'll give it a B tier. It's not the best episode. Of course, Season 2, Episode 21 is kind of the best episode. This is one of the best episodes of the whole show, guys. The Runaway Dinosaur actually had me crying this time watching it, because I'm a little bit older, I'm a little bit more mature, and now it breaks my heart whenever we get to that last bit with Barry and his mother in the Speed Force. So much fun. I love seeing the Speed Force before it gets turned into something fucking unwatchable. It's so weird towards the end of this show, but when the Speed Force was this weird abstract thing, my god was it interesting. And yeah, so many emotional moments here as well, and of course it ends with Barry getting his speed back. There's no question, guys, this goes in S tier. Season 2, Episode 22, Invincible. A pretty good episode. Things are obviously ramping up to the finale next episode. We get Black Siren, the Earth 2 version of Laura Lance, aka the Black Canary, who has recently died in Arrow Season 4. So now Black Siren is here, and she becomes a much more important character in Arrow, so I won't touch too much on her, but that sounded weird. But a fun episode, some good drama, of course, because it's Laurel, it's Katie Cassidy flexing her villainous chops, and otherwise, yeah, it's ramping up towards the finale, and of course we get the oh-so-tragic death of John Wesley Shipp's Henry Allen. This one's getting an A tier, guys. Really solid. And Season 2, Episode 23, The Race of His Life. The final episode of Season 2. And it's pretty great. We, of course, have the tragedy of Henry Allen dying, but, of course, John Wesley Shipp comes back as Jay Garrick, because you're not getting rid of John Wesley Shipp. By the way, just in terms of, we're in an era now where every new thing needs to have the actor who was in the older version of that thing come back and be either the same character, a different version of the same character, or a completely different character altogether, who's like a mentor figure or a dad figure or something to our main character. This show is one of the best at doing that, I think. Getting our 90s Flash to be the dad of our current Flash, and then also just being the mentor figure, and of course the previous Flash to Barry Allen. Jay Garrick was the Flash from the 1940s up until the 1960s, when it was rebooted with Barry Allen as the Silver Age Flash. So to have the literal previous Flash be the Jay Garrick to this Barry Allen, I think it's great. And I've said this, I'm not sure if I said it online yet, but I'm going to say it now. What James Gunn should do, James Gunn, if you're listening, and I know you are, you're not, Wally West as the Flash in the DCU, and bring back Grant Gustin as Barry Allen to be the mentor to that Wally West. Cast whoever as Wally West. This is a different universe to the Arrowverse. But keep this train going of having the previous actor as the mentor to the next actor. And obviously, well, Ezra Miller's gone anyway, so good job on that one. This episode, though, it is a lot of fun. Obviously, it ends in a race between Barry and Hunter to save the multiverse. He does the Crisis on Infinite Earths thing, where he fades away into dust by making a time remnant, which then sets up one of the main conflicts in Season 3, which I will get to eventually. Otherwise, not much else to say. Just really fun, really solid, really great episode. I'll give it an S. An S, feels appropriate. And so that was the tier list of the episodes of The Flash Season 2. I just wanted to get a really quick and easy one out to you guys. And I will have better videos coming in the future. I'll get back to things like Costuming Chronicles and all that at some stage. I'm just really busy. There was a heat wave where I just didn't move for a week, unless I had to for work. And so, yeah, I'm knocking this video out as fast as possible to get something out to you guys. And it's a nice little follow-up to my previous video from The Flash Season 1. So That's a lot of fun. The Kino Spective is back in 2 weeks with Iron Man 3 starting phase 2 of the MCU. I'm super excited to do that for you guys. Have a great day, everyone. I will see you on the television.